Plenty of video games give you lots of choices, and a lot of the times that means they also leave a big runway for you to completely screw up and make the worst decision. So here are 10 of the worst choices you've made in video games. Starting off with number 10, there are so many questions you can miss, ignore, or just plain screw up in Dragon's Dogma 2, but for the most part, it's pretty easy to just shrug your shoulders and move on. You know, who cares if some random NPC dies, right? Especially because they basically only exist as part of that quest. You know, it's not like you're missing out on anything else when you fail whatever quest they're attached to, just do something else. Now, of the many bad outcomes you can get for quests in this game, the one you get for not helping Ulrika is the most dire. If you don't remember, Ulrika is an NPC in Melvi, the first real town you visit in the game. Now this place is pretty easy to forget once you move on, leave, and head to the capital, but if you come back, then there's an entire quest line which eventually leads to everyone in town leaving and settling in a different village, which wouldn't be that big of a deal except for one thing. At the end of the game, during the true ending segment where you choose to remain in the world as it's falling apart, the town of Melvi gets completely destroyed by a dragon. So if you don't help Ulrika and lead her out of town before that happens, then everyone in town, including her, will be killed. That's multiple major characters just wiped off the map permanently, all because you never went back to the starting town. Yeah.
It is not for us to gainsay the arisen judgment. We must go where we
Next over at number 9, let's talk about Fallout 4 since people have been replaying or jumping into it recently. This is one of those bad choices where the game just lets you do something really stupid. So during the side quest, Imogen takes a lover. You're tasked with finding Imogen Cabot and taking her home. The trail of breadcrumbs eventually takes you to a cult led by this guy named Brother Thomas. He's clearly full of it. The game does everything in its power to tell you that, hey, this guy is bad.
The first step is simple. You have to learn to give up your attachment to material possessions in order to gain the ability to have true wealth, health, and happiness. Just go ahead and give me everything you own, and I'll initiate you as a first-level pillar of the community.
This is everything I have.
Oh. You're really going to, welcome. You've made a brave step into a bright future. You're now officially a pillar of the community.
But even with all those warnings, the game actually lets you side with him. All you have to do to join the cult is relinquish your worldly belongings. All of your worldly belongings, as a matter of fact. And seriously, if you choose to do this, then this guy takes everything in your inventory except for any key items. And no, there's no reward for doing this. There is no secret gun or something you get for like making the most counterintuitive choice imaginable. There's no carrot at the end of this stick, man. He just takes all your stuff and laughs about it. And that's your mistake, and you gotta live with that. Next over at number 8, in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you only get one big choice to make in the game, but it's a doozy. Which character are you going to take with you for the big date near the end of the game? Yeah, it's silly, but if you've got a preferred character, then this thing is a life or death decision. No mistakes can be made. Who you end up going out with depends on your relationship value. The character with the highest value is the one you take out, which changes depending on your dialogue choices and the side quests you do. There really aren't any wrong choices, except for the last one, just called in-game as Other. This is the pity date, the one you get if your relationship values are just too low. Nobody wants to go out with Cloud, so he's forced into a pity party with Kate Sith, Sid, and Vincent.
Could make 'em bloom. That's make 'em bloom. Please speak to a member of the staff at your earliest convenience. Thank you. Attention Event Square guests. Could make 'em bloom. That's make 'em bloom. Please speak to a member of the staff at your earliest convenience. Thank you.
It's a pretty pathetic night out with everyone just kind of sitting around in silence while Kate Sith desperately tries to lighten the mood. He fails. It's pretty funny. We're not even sure like Cloud even says anything in the entire cutscene. Like I just remember it's all really pathetic. Now in comparison, the actual dates are all pretty amusing. You have to really screw up to get the pity date. It's extremely unlikely to pop up naturally, but it can. Still, this is easily the worst choice you can make in Final Fantasy VII Remake, unless you're really into awkward silence.
My love.
Alfred.
Next, over at number 7, you could be a real bastard in Baldur's Gate 3, but like one of the most vile, sickening acts you can perform is also one of the most mundane. In Chapter 1, you can find a friendly dog named Scratch who follows you back to your camp. He doesn't actually do much, but he's a welcome presence anyway. I mean, who's gonna say no to like a cute dog and having him in your camp? It's like a video game 101. Well, if you really want to be evil, then you can in Act 3. Outside Baldur's Gate, you could find the Sword Coast Couriers. Now, here you find out that they actually own Scratch, as he was the property of one of their couriers, and they want him back. You can ignore them or summon Scratch and pass an ability check to keep the dog, but if you really want to be an evil son of a gun, then you can just agree to return Scratch to the couriers, where they then will immediately lock him up in a cage and leave him there for the rest of the game. It's completely pointless and cruel as a betrayal that just gets you nothing in return other than probably making you feel like a bad, dumb idiot. Why would you do that to that dog? What's wrong with you?
You murdered someone in view of a guard. Perhaps unsurprisingly, you're under arrest. Tempting as it is, the guard will not accept a bribe in this case.
Next, over at number 6, the expansion to Cyberpunk 2077 is full of choices for players to make that actually have significant consequences, but it's also morally murky that it's hard to call any of the big choices totally bad. None of them are really the worst. You're just usually stuck making the best out of a bad hand. There is one objectively bad choice you can make, though. It's right at the start of the entire expansion. After playing through Act 2 of the regular game, you get contacted by Songbird, who wants to meet you outside of Dogtown. This is kind of where like Phantom Liberty kicks off. Now, if you just ignore the request, then nothing happens, but if you actually go and talk to her, then you're locked in. She tells you that the president's plane is about to crash and they need your help rescuing them. Now, nothing tells you that this triggers a ticking clock, but in hindsight, it's kind of obvious. I mean, they literally say that the plane is crashing currently, like right now. That doesn't mean you're locked into the quest, though. You can actually just as easily walk away after agreeing to do it. If you wait too long, like a day or two, then you'll wake up to an angry message saying that the president is dead.
Fucking motherfucking fuck!
What?
Congrats, B. You just killed Rosalind Myers and fuck the NUSA. Pray we don't meet again, and I mean ever.
Ah!
Even Johnny makes fun of you for being an idiot, and then that's it. Phantom Liberty is now completely locked out. It's over. That was the ending of it. The president died. That's some of the best stuff in the entire game, and now you can't do it because you made a stupid decision to walk away or just to do nothing. Way to go, dude.
Huh. Okay. So now what?
Huh. We go on living. Start by finding us a drink.
Next, over at number 5, let's talk about the newest Alone in the Dark game. Now, this is a weird one because it's not even obvious that there's a choice to make. It's really more of a secret ending, but it's so grim that it deserves a spot on this list. So for most of the game, everything plays out like your average survival horror game. There are no choices to make, you're just making progress, you're getting through the game. Collect enough optional collectibles and you can do something a little different. Near the end of the game, there will be a voice coming from the big tree in the garden, and if you go around the back, then you can leave some kind of offering there, but only if you're playing as Carnby. Normally, the game always ends the same way, with all the people doing this insane ritual where they hang up the little girl by a noose. Normally, this automatically gets stopped from happening, but if you've done everything right up to this point, then you can look up at a crucial moment and the bad ending starts, where Carnby joins the cultists and stops Emily from rescuing Grace.
No, Emily. I get it now. She needed me to break the pact. She needed me to bring her Grace. I did everything for her. I just realized I belong here. I'm one of her young!
So instead of saving a little girl, you can make the decision to let her hang, which is really dark. Oh, and now your guy that you've been playing as is an insane cultist too. So yeah, very like kind of weird, creepy, works for Alone in the Dark, but also just very dark itself.
You'll have to run!
Now over at number 4, oh boy, let's talk about Mass Effect. This is another series where you can make so many bad decisions, but most of them are abstract. Like, it doesn't actually change how you're playing the game. Doing this, though, locks you out of a major team member and kills off one of the best characters in the entire Mass Effect series. It's the part where you can kill Rex before the big attack on Saren's base. You find out that he's got a cure for the genophage. This was a biological weapon that severely reduced the Krogan's ability to reproduce, which is basically genocide in slow motion for the Krogan people. And Rex is a Krogan, so it's unsurprising that he's got some opinions on the matter.
Our people are dying. This cure can save them.
If that cure leaves this planet, the Krogan will become unstoppable. We can't make the same mistake again.
We are not a mistake.
Now, depending on your choices, it's usually not too difficult to talk him down, but of course, you're also free to just kill him outright for insubordination. It's completely pointless and denies you an awesome party member for the rest of the game and a reoccurring character for the rest of the series, but hey, you got to kill someone for basically no reason, so it all evens out maybe.
Rex, please. We can discuss this.
No more talk, Shepard. I've got to do this my way.
I don't think so, friend.
Now at number 3, at the very end of the final mission of Hitman 3, the bad guy known as the Constant offers Agent 47 a serum that'll wipe his memories, which amounts to a job offer to work for the bad guys again. Normally, it doesn't even seem possible to accept his offer, because let's be frank here, it's a terrible deal. 47 is already a freewheeling assassin who does kind of whatever he wants at this point in the series. Why would you want to throw that all away to become a slave to this evil rich guy? So, of course, the game just gives you multiple options to take this guy out, including shooting him up with the serum that he gave you.
What are you doing? No! No!
This is what it means to lose everything.
There is an alternative option here, though. It's just really bad. Once he gives you the serum, you have to stand in place for about a minute, then you'll get the option to inject yourself. Like I said, there's literally no reason to do that. Like in the story, Agent 47 gains absolutely nothing from doing this, but you can do it anyway if you want. I guess they just wanted to give us some player freedom, even if it's just silly. Now at number 2, the real worst choices in The Witcher 3 all involve Ciri, but until you actually play the game, it's unclear that you're even making choices at all. The ending of the game all depends on a bunch of hidden decision points when talking to Ciri, which can drastically alter the outcome of the game. Now, without looking it up, you'd never know what possible outcome you could get from all these choices. So it's not really fair to call any choices you're making here actually the worst, because you didn't know what you were doing. This one, though, this one is just obviously a bad choice. At the end of the Heart of Stone expansion, you're expected to hand over this guy to the mysterious godlike being called Gaunter O'Dim. This guy treats souls like playthings. He's a trickster spirit who's also the devil incarnate.
Use the look of a man who knows how to drink.
Thanks. Some other time.
Hey now, don't make me beg. My treat.
That was the last time you interrupted me while I was talking to someone.
He's not the kind of guy you willingly cooperate with. So the good option is to spare this guy's soul. It's not easy though. You need to come prepared. So if you're too lazy for that, or you just want to end things in the most unsatisfying way possible, you can just give the guy up to really make this the worst decision possible.
It is done. Your soul belongs to me.
And to really make the worst decision possible, say that you don't even want anything as a reward. This isn't one of those trick quests where you'll get the best rewards if you say that you don't want anything. No, Gaunter will gladly oblige your request and leave you with absolutely nothing for your reward after a really stupid decision.
An endless supply of vodka or clear spirit, either will do, really.
Now, there's a wish I understand. It's as good as done.
Not impressed. Seems pretty ordinary.
Appearances are oft deceiving. The carafe is bottomless. As long as you have it, you will never want for liquor.
Now down at number 1, early on in Elden Ring, you can find this guy named Iron Fist Alexander stuck in the ground. The name doesn't really do him justice though, because look at this dude, he's just a big pop man. When you find him, he's in need of help. He needs you to knock him out of the hole he's stuck in, which isn't hard. You know, just give him a nice little whack to get him loose. He's basically giving you permission to attack him, which is just asking for trouble. If you've got hate in your heart and your soul has left your body, then a decision can be made right then and there. You can actually smash the pop man to pieces. Just keep whacking at him.
Alexander! How could this? Was my whole existence just a crock?
This guy is one of the few truly friendly NPCs in this entire world, and now you've smashed him. There are plenty of other nasty things to do in this game, up to and including assisting a guy who willingly calls himself the Dung Eater into like ruining the world forever, but come on. Leave Iron Fist Alexander alone. Only a monster would smash the nice pot guy.
Please, wait. I have a terrible feeling about this.
But that's just us. These are 10 decisions, 10 just absolutely terrible choices you can make in video games. There are plenty of other examples out there, some we've talked about already, but we wanted to cover these here. But if you got more ideas, hit us up in the comments. If you disagree with the decisions, whatever, we'd love to hear your debates. But if you enjoyed this video and you like talking games with us every single day, clicking the like button helps. Thank you. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.